Good afternoon, everybody. I hope you've all been having a fantastic day so far. You know me, Josiah Gonzalez, and welcome to the Indara Academy. In today's video, we are going to be learning all about the core as well as getting in a really good core workout, okay? The way we're going to do it is I'm going to go ahead and show you all the movements for the workout, and whenever I break down each movement, I'm also going to be breaking down each muscle that it is particularly working, okay? I'm also going to be using some muscle markers. This is a method I am borrowing from Jeff Cavalier because I feel like it really helps people understand not only which way the muscle fibers run, but the location of all the muscles and everything, okay? So, with that being said, let's go ahead and get into the first one, the rectus abdominis. Alright, so the rectus abdominis, aka the 6-pack, 8-pack, the washboard, whatever you want to call it, is the very front muscle that we see when it comes to the abdominals. This is what we like to focus on, be like, ooh la la, okay? And so the insertion of it is going to be right about here in our 5th to 7th costal cartilage of our ribs. Costal cartilage is where the rib meets the sternum, okay? That's the connective part, as well as it connects to the xiphoid process. So there's about our insertion, somewhere around there. And then the origin is too far down for me to want to take off my pants for you guys. I'm just not that kind of guy on camera. But I can go ahead and explain it this way. So it connects all the way down to the pubic crests and what is called the pubic symphysis. If you look at this 3-knuckle diagram, these two would be your pubic crests. So they'd connect on top, as well as connect on your pubic symphysis on top as well. So it looks like that, okay? And that's all the way down here. MF, that's hard. But the muscle fibers must follow the direction that the origin and insertion follow. So this is a very vertically running muscle and very simple to target. I feel like everyone knows at least some basic exercises for this. But what we're going to be doing today to get this as well as some of the deeper muscles going is going to be some leg raises. And so this workout is for beginner, intermediate, and advanced. The way you're going to figure that out is just how many reps you can do. So I would say start by beginner, and we're just going to do some knee raises. If you can, you could do straight leg. I can't really put my feet down, but that's the gist. And if you're a beginner, I want you to do as many as you can to 15. If you can do that, once you hit 15, then what you're going to do is whenever you come up, hold it for 2 to 4 seconds, and then come down. Do that as many times as you can till 10. Once you get to 10, then for advanced, you're going to hold it for 5 seconds to about 10 seconds being the maximum, and you're going to do that for 10 reps. Alright, so that's going to be our first exercise for the rectus abdominis. The second one that is going to really target at least the lower two, or the lower 4 abdominal muscles, is going to be what I call a hip string. And now not only is this really good for your rectus abdominis, but if you keep your stomach really pulled in, this is also activating pretty much every muscle in your core, but particularly your transverse abdominis is doing a lot of work here to keep you cinched down. And I have a theory on the transverse abdominis, and I like to call it our own type of corset, internal corset. If you want to hear that theory, please comment theory down below in the comments. But this is how you do the really simple. You just get up here, dip set up, and then bring your butt and your hip up as though someone is pulling a string through it. So same thing as the requirements for beginner, intermediate, and advanced follow for every exercise, alright? So that's how you're going to figure that out. But let me go ahead and show you it from the side. Oh hey, I didn't see you there. That's the hip string from the side. That's what it should look like. the higher you can get the more level you can get your butt with your back, the more activation you're gonna get, as well as the closer your heels are to your butt, the harder it's gonna be, because that's gonna be like a tuck planche type setup. And I will be making some skill videos on the tuck planche and all the skills that I can do in a future video. Just know that's a really good exercise for that progression. So those two are going to be the first part of the workout. Now if you do have access to a pull-up bar, that would be a little bit better, just because knowing that the origin is down here and the insertion is up here, the closer you can get the origin to your insertion via like a hanging leg raise, so the higher you bring your legs up, then the better contraction you're going to get for your rectus abdominis, okay? But we're gonna now hit obliques, since we have two really good exercises for our core, or for our rectus abdominis. The first one is going to be either straight or bent knee raises, all right? And this is gonna get our really big oblique muscle, the external oblique, all right? So this has a origin from the side of the 5th to the 12th rib, the outer edge, and it just feeds down to the iliac crest, this bone right here, your hip bone, as well as the inguinal ligament. It's going to feed also down to the front of the pubic bone, not the top like the rectus abdominis. It's going to be on the front this time, okay? So those side straight leg raises or bent knee raises are going to be, like I said, targeting the external oblique. And now we're also going to do a hip string, but for our obliques, and that's going to get the internal oblique, okay? And so the internal oblique has a lot of the same points of origin as the external inserts. That's going to be the iliac crest, your hip bone, the inguinal ligament, as well as the what is called the thoracolumbar fascia, and that's going to be deep to all these back muscles, but it's just a very big fibrous piece of tissue that this originates from, okay? Don't ask me why, that's just how it be. So it's going to insert into the linea alba, which is this which separates the rectus abdominis laterally, but it's going to be underneath, and it connects to right here, okay? It feeds in, as well as the 8th to 12th costal cartilage of the ribs. So that's going to be like somewhere around, oh no, my marker's running out. Let's see. Your 5th's right here. So it's actually going to be like just down there. Bam! And then all the way around your back from your thoracolumbar spine, or fascia. So the way we're going to do this hip string to get our internal obliques is same thing. We're just going to come up, but we're just going to twist and twist. Alright, and so not only are these exercises going to be really good for the muscles that we've been talking about, but all of them are going to also help with this one, which is called the serratus anterior, okay? And this has an origin from the 1st to the 9th or the 8th rib, varies from person to person, and it inserts all the way to the medial border of your scapula. So take this as your scapula. This is my right side scapula right now. It's going to feed inside, and the medial border is the part that's closest to your spine. So it's just like that. You're not going to be able to see it or anything, but that's just how it inserts. And its responsibilities as a muscle are going to be protracting the shoulder, not just pushing it forward like this, but really pushing it forward. And when I say shoulder, I mean the scapula. And lifting the scapula, but really lifting the scapula, okay? So, with this oblique hip string pull, we can really light up not only the obliques, the internal oblique like I've been saying, but we can also really get the serratus anterior by simply, whenever you build enough strength, adding a lean forward. And I don't know if you can really see it, but I feel like I'm leaning forward a great distance, and so I'm really feeling it, okay? But like I said, you may not have the strength for it at first, but once you do get the strength, try that forward. Alright everybody, so we're almost done with the workout, or at least learning the movements and everything. We're just going to finish off with some handstands. Now you do have some options here based on your skill level. You have either number 1, a free handstand with an optional press. Number 2, a wall handstand. Number 3, an elevated pike handstand. Or number 4, just your regular pike handstand. Now, the way you're gonna figure this, like, I feel like everyone can judge what skill level they are and choose what handstand is gonna be appropriate for them. If you're a beginner, 2 minutes of accumulated time. So since we've talked about pretty much every core muscle, I feel like I might as well just tell you about the deepest of all the core muscles. That's gonna be the transverse abdominis. That's gonna be this blue line. I hope you can see it. It's gonna be horizontally. I believe I referred to it earlier as our own internal corset. I say that for 2 reasons. Number 1, it does wrap all the way around with 4 points of origin. Starting from bottom to top, that's gonna be our inguinal ligament right down here, to the iliac crest, to the thoracolumbar fascia, as well as the 7th to 12th costal cartilages of the ribs. All right, and those are all going to feed around from the back to the front. Underneath, from my understanding, they do not stop right here, but they connect all the way to the linea alba right here, and that's just very deep down. Okay, and now we're just gonna go through the movements one more time, and I'm just gonna be giving you some extra pointers on how to make these the most beneficial. All right, so I'm just gonna be doing a couple of reps of each exercise and then giving you some pointers on how to get the best contraction and most out of these movements, okay? So starting off with the straight leg raises and holds. Remember, try to bring your pubic bone as close as you can to your chest. I guess you don't need a pull-up bar to do this. You just need to improve your L set, which is something I need to do. Another key pointer, try to keep your waist cinched in throughout all these exercises. I just feel like that's really gonna help with activating the transverse abdominis, okay? Next, we have our hip strings. If you fall forward like that, it probably means you're just leaning a little bit too much and you can't handle it, but it'll happen every now and then. Don't let it stop you. So we got our rectus abdominis covered. We got our serratus going for the external oblique. Try to bring your iliac crest and inguinal ligament right here where your V-line is as close to your 5th and 12th ribs as possible. Alright, and next, and last but not least, or not last but not least, but we have our side hip strings. And I feel like these ones are where you're really gonna get that nice contraction by bringing your iliac crest and your inguinal ligament towards the side of your ribs. Okay? Remember, like I said, if you lean a little bit forward with that one, or even just all of these, you will feel your serratus start to burn up and everything like that. And now, last but not least, our handstands. Keep the core tight for that one, because handstands are all about stabilization. That's a key function of the transverse abdominis, as we just found out. So, with all that being said, I hope you all enjoyed the video. I hope you all give the workout a try. Let me know down in the comments how it does for you, and if you enjoyed it or not. Okay? I also hope you all learned something new, and I'm not just talking out of my ass and drawing on myself looking like a goof. Okay? If you do have any trouble with these movements or questions, as always, you could just leave a comment or you could try to direct message me. For watching, like and subscribe if you would like more anatomy and workout content in the future. And I hope you all have a very good rest of your day. I hope to see you in the next video.